Good morning to Fedena support. Today we are going to know about this examination module in detail. So the examination module that we have seen here could be used up from the academics tab. But first of all, let's log into the application from this login credentials of an admin. And now go to this examination module. So examination module can be dealt up directly from this academics tab and then the examination link from here. So just like any other module, we need to start off with this settings of an examination. So let's click upon settings, and settings would mean the configuration or the kind of basic things that you need to set up before you starting to use Fedena actively, or the examination module or the Fedena actively. So basically what we do is we make some grading levels, we make some ranking levels, and then the class designations. So whenever it's about the grading levels, what we basically do is we add grades into this institution. So again, this grading levels can be common, or they can also be batch specific. Let us suppose for this batch I want to create some grades, and I need to add grades from here. And as you can see that right now it's set in common, but if you want to add some grades specifically to this particular batch, then you can do so by clicking upon this add grades button from here. Then you need to type the name, the minimum score, and then the description for that particular grade. Again, after this something like this would come up, which says the name, the minimum score, grade points that are associated with each of these grades, and then the description. So having created these grades, so now let's create some ranking level. So first of all, let me tell you what the ranking level is all about. So it's a kind of categorizing of your students based upon the marks that they score. So in your institution you might have some ranking levels, you might like to have some ranking levels like failed, passed, detained, and so on. So in such a case, what you need to do is you need to create some ranking levels like this. The one that I've created, as you can see right now, failed, passed, and detained. So I would be going to this detained part to let you know how this ranking level works up. So if in my institution I have a procedure through which every student who scores exactly 0% marks in at least 2 subjects will be termed as detained. So to recreate this scenario in Fedena, I need to create a ranking level like this, with these parameters as mark 0, limit type exact, number of subjects, and whether the subject limit type is lower, which would mean whether lower would mean at least, and upper would mean at most, and so on. So on hitting this ranking level, I will be able to create some ranking levels for my institution. The next thing would be to go to this class designations. So the basic difference between the class designation and the ranking level is we are only left with a single criteria, where as a whole the marks, based upon the marks that the student scores, the class designation will be held like that. So if a student scores 40%, so the limit type here is 40. So if a student scores more than 40%, he would be coming under the third class designation, so on. So you can create some class designations based upon the choice of your institution. And the next thing would be to go to exam management. We would be not using this CC setting, so as it's quite vast and we need to have a separate webinar on the same. So now let's go to exam management and click upon this exam management to create some real examinations for your students. So to create examinations for your students, you need to click upon select a course, type the name of the course and in the batch. So first of all, you need to select the course and then the batch, and then on clicking upon the batch, you'll be able to see all the examinations that has been created for this particular batch, and then the table will be giving you all the examinations, and then if you want to create some new examinations, you have this new button, and then that's how you need to start up creating examinations. So you need to type the name of the exam. Let us suppose the exam that I want to create is exam 123, the exam type being marks, grades, or marks and grades, and then on hitting the button save, I need to type the maximum mark and the minimum mark of the examination. So I would write something like this, 140. So please note that these maximum marks and minimum marks for columns get auto filled up when this thing fills up. But if you want to fill, or the maximum marks or minimum marks are different for any of the subjects up here, you can do so by clicking upon the particular tab and editing the mark. And the next thing would be to enter up the start time and the end time of the examination. So this examination might be on a different date, so you need to type the start time and end time based upon this date selected here. And then the last column of this page would is do not create option. So if you have some subjects which do not demand an examination for that particular time frame, or for that particular exam time when the rest of the subjects are undergoing an examination, so you can choose that, so that examination won't be created for that particular subject, and the rest of the subjects will be having an examination. So that's basically how this details regarding the exams can be filled up. So this is how you have made the examination. So the next step would be to publish the exam schedule. Then only the students will be able to know the information regarding the same. So on clicking publish exam schedule, you will be seeing that a flash message will come up which would say the exam schedule has been published successfully. And then once this exam schedule has been published successfully, the students and the teachers and the other users in Fedena will be able to see the same in the calendar of the institution. So as you can see right now, that the calendar of the examination would contain something like this. So once the examination has been scheduled, as I said, it would be available in the calendar of the institution for all the students. So the as you can see right now, there's a calendar option here. So for the date to date, I have some examinations created. So examinations will always be coming up in this blue icon from here, and it says examination has been created for these all batches. This for the subject, with the start time and end time. So that's basically how it would reflect up when the examination has been published for a particular batch. So once the examination has been published, it's now time for the students to give the examinations. And once the examinations are given and the examinations results are to be entered, it can be entered by going to that particular examination name and then clicking upon the subject. So here you need to type the name of the marks of the student, or the marks scored by each of the students. Let's suppose the student scores somewhere around 89 under maths, and the other student scores somewhere around 90 for maths. Someone might score 76. So you need to enter all these details like this from here, and then you need to type the save button, so that examination scores will be recorded for each of these students for this particular subject. Similarly, you need to fill up the data or the examination scores for each of these subjects one by one, and once they are done, you can go to this publish exam result to publish the result of this examination. So all you have to do is just click upon publish exam result, and once this result has been published, the students will be able to see that. In their profile. So there will be a flash message which says result has been published, and which would mean that the result are available for all the students to be viewed up on their dashboard. So that's basically how this examination can be dealt up. So now let's go to the generate reports as the next step of examination. So generate reports is the place where we basically update the application with the latest reports of these examinations to the report center. So all you need to do is just select the course from here, type the course, and then the batch group, if you have any batch group, and then on clicking generate, these reports for each of the students will be updated. Then the next thing would be to go to this report center, where we have a variety of reports for the examination section, made with the exam wise report or the subject wise report or the group exam reports. So let's click upon this exam wise report and see how a report can be taken up. So when it comes to exam wise report, as I said, you need to select the batch and then the exam group, and then on hitting the button view, you will be able to create some examination groups, and that's how a report of a student would look like. So the report would contain the statistical data as well as the graphical data of each of the students. As you can see that the bar graph that shows up compares the students' marks along with the class average. So you need to select upon the student name from here, and then on selecting the student name, you will be getting the marks obtained as well as a comparative or graphical approach of the marks scored by each of the students. So that's basically a tiny overview of how this report center works up. We have some other reports like the subject wise report, group exam reports, archive student reports, and so on. So you can go through each of these reports and check out what all features it can be shown up here. Let's go and explore some of these other exam reports. On clicking exam wise reports, you will be able to select this batch. First of all, let's select a batch called UKGB 2013 again, and then the subject maths, and then hitting the button view, you will be able to view the marks scored by each of the students in the batch UKGB for the subject maths. So that would be the marks of each of the students, and you can even get the PDF report of this mark score. Then comes the grouped exam reports, where you will be able to create some grouped exam reports for each of your students. So let us go to our old batch UKGB and see how this grouped exam reports can be done. So to view the grouped exam reports, first of all you need to combine some of the examinations. So if you give weightages to each of these examinations, so you will be able to see this grouped exam report. That was all about some of the features in the report center. Now let's go to this online exam, which is a different plugin all of a whole, and let's see how we will be able to create some online exam. So online exam is the most important part of examination creation, and then on clicking new online exam, we will be able to create some new online exams for all of our students. So just to create a new online exam, you need to click upon this button from here and then type the name. Let us suppose the name is online exam 1 with a start date like this and an end date like this. So if you're entering the start and end date as today, it would mean that the examination would be valid only for today, and then the maximum time limit is to be selected up. Let us suppose the time limit that we select up is just 5 minutes, and then the pass percentage would be somewhere around 75%, and the options per question would be just merely 2. Then on hitting this batch to which this examination is to be affected, we are now all ready to create our online examination. So let's start up by creating some basic questions in online examinations. So the first thing that you need to do is type the mark for this exact question. So then the next question or the first question of this on an examination would be, let us suppose, sun rises in, and then we can have some more options here. So as you chosen only two options can be available here. You'll be able to see two options coming up, and then on hitting the create button, this question has been created for each of the students. So if you want to create some more question, the page will be redirected to the next set of next question pair, where you will be able to put one more examination for one more question for this online examination, online exam 123. So whenever this examination has been scheduled or the question paper has been made, the next step would be to publish the exam schedules. So this is the way how you'll be able to create some more questions in it, and then on hitting the button finish, you will be able to you will be able to see the online examination created successfully flash message. So on clicking view online exams, as the link suggests, you will be able to see all the examinations for a particular batch. So for this particular batch, I have online exam 1. So I need to publish the exam schedule so that my students will be able to use or apply for this examination. Then the next thing would be to go to an student, where we'll be able to see how the examination would look like from a student's point of view. So let's log out from this admin user, and then so first of all I need to search for a student in that particular batch. So the student who can appear the examination is Preeti. Then on selecting the name of this or the admission number of the student, so this is the login of a student, a random student from this class 10th, and then if the student wants to appear for this examination, he or she needs to go to this academics tab, and then on clicking on an exam, she will be able to select the exam from the list available for her. Then on clicking go, this examination would be telling you the details about it, like the name of the examination, the maximum time allotted, and the pass percentage. Then on hitting the start examinations would be there would be a timer up here, and then the questions would be coming up in a fashion like this. So here the student has to click upon this examination, and then on hitting the button finish, examinations will be created. Moreover, as you can see, like you are finishing exam. Once finished, you cannot redo. Is the option or is the message that pops up. So you need to click upon finish to see the examination score, and then so that's basically how Preeti would be able to apply for the examination, being a student of the particular batch. So that is all about how an examination can be appeared up, an online exam can be appeared up from the student's point of view. So now let's go to this examination tab, and then on clicking again in the online examination, there are some other options which we need to focus upon, like the view exam results, where you'll be able to view the exam results of the students. So you need to set the batch from here, and then on clicking view result, you will be able to view the results for the examination. Then the last option, reset examination, helps you to reset the examination for a particular student. So there might be some cases where a student might approach the admin and say that the examination that he or she has conducted has to be cancelled out, and he or she wants to redo the examination. So in such a case, all you can do is you can just go to the particular examination, and then reset it for the particular student. So if there are some other students who have appeared for this examination and who want to redo it, they would be coming up in this table here. So all those students who want to have a redo can be selected up from here. On then on clicking reset, examinations will be reset and the marks will be 10 to 0, and that student will be able to give the examination again. So that's basically all about this examination module in a nutshell. And since we are done with this webinar on examination, now we will be proceeding up for this query session. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of it.